We're in downtown Houston today for another episode of 5 for 5 TV. We're with Angelus McFarlane, Bruce Wayne by day, legacy MMA fighter by night. And Angelus, thanks for taking time out of your work schedule here on a Friday. Spend a few minutes with us. 5 minutes, exactly.
I appreciate you inviting me to this. Thank you.
You're very welcome. First question. Give significance to each of the four elements: earth, water, fire, and air in your own life.
Just like the earth itself, we're pretty much given everything we need when we're born to make ourselves into great people. We just have to find the resource, find how to use it. We're looking at water. Being a martial artist, of course, Bruce Lee's a big influence. And his phrase is, be like water.
I said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now, you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now, water can flow, or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
Water takes the shape of any object. It's hard, it's soft, it's hot, it's cold. Okay, it's a serious metaphor for just being human. You have to accept being human, and also accept that you aren't one thing at one time, but always constantly yourself, and not lose that. Passion. Obviously, you see fire, redheads, things like that. It's passionate. You should be extremely passionate in everything you do, and it's contagious. Passion is contagious. So, whether I'm with my family at home or with my friends or at work or in MMA, it doesn't matter. I want to always give as much energy as I possibly can, with energy drinks, of course. And I want to share that. I want to spread that. I want people to see that passion and then, go on and pass that on and so forth and make it very, very.
So I've seen you fight, and you do have a very calm, reserved nature about you in the professional environment, but when you get in that ring, that fire comes on. How does air relate to Angelus in the scope of professional and personal life?
Well, if you look at air, everyone sees it as a very light, very easy-going thing, but then again, if you look at it from anger. So in the office, I stay calm and cool because I need to be, and that's where I am, that's who I am. But on the other side, I recognize that, I need to exhibit the passion necessary not to get, what's left of this this space beat in.
Got it. Question 2. Choose one character trait of your own that you hope your child will possess. What would it be?
A willingness to try new things. Okay. I've done a lot of things in my life. Okay. At my age, sometimes when I express or share some of the stories of places I've been, people go, they give that question mark to you, but it's because I was willing to actually get up and just go. I've seen, a good percentage of the world because of that. I've met a really group of interesting people like yourself and other people, and it led me to doing things like working in the financial industry and fighting, and other things. To do that. So I want my sons to actually have that. Recognize that of course, you should take things, in doses, but not be afraid to try new things or step outside of the confines of what you think you should be able to do.
Let's say I have $500 in my pocket, and I'm willing to give it to you under one stipulation.
Okay.
I want you to do some good in the world. What would that be? What would you do with that $500?
Definitely not buy lottery tickets. I'll tell you that right now. I would definitely try to use some of that money to buy clothing for people who are currently out of work or in a position where they can't buy these clothing for interviews. And you can do that. I shop at Goodwill, okay? And I find great clothes that you can wear every day to work. And I would do that for some people and still have money left over so that they can actually better themselves, get a job, and actually continue to grow and then therefore help somebody else. It's amazing what you can find with $500 when you not think about yourself.
What are you afraid of? What is Bruce Wayne / Batman afraid of?
I'm afraid of being afraid of the things that I won't do. If I feel fear, then being afraid at that moment and that's stopping me from either, God forbid, it's a situation where you need to get out of it, you know, you protect your family and things like that.
Right.
You know, you have to be afraid, but you cannot let that absorb who you are and take you out of that moment.
Finish the phrase, I have been blessed because. How would that end?
I've been blessed because I'm privileged to know the people that I know that make me who I am.
A big thanks to Angelus for making time to be a guest today on 5 for 5 TV. To find out more about his incredible journey into the MMA world, be sure to check out this month's Insight magazine.